So you're a GCSE science student, are you? Well, here are 48 questions to test you. Write the answers down. Round 1. Yellow, chemistry. What is the formula of a sulfate ion? Blue, biology. Where does protein synthesis occur in a cell? Red, physics. What is the SI unit for power? Pink, chemistry. Which gas is made when alkali metals react with water? Brown, physics. Which three quantities are multiplied together to give change in gravitational potential energy? Green, biology. Why is photosynthesis called an endothermic reaction? Sulfate is SO42-. Make sure you have used a capital S for sulfur and a capital O for the oxygen. Protein synthesis occurs at the ribosomes. The SI unit for power is the watt, W-A-T-T, with the symbol capital W. The gas made when alkali metals react with water is hydrogen. The three quantities multiplied together to give change in gravitational potential energy are mass, gravitational field strength, and change in the vertical height. Do not just say height. Photosynthesis is an endothermic reaction because it takes in light energy. Round 2. What is the relative charge of a proton? Which type of single-celled organism does not have a distinct nucleus? What is the SI unit for pressure? What is the colour and state of bromine at room temperature? What is the definition of power? Which structures use energy to transport sucrose around a plant? The relative charge of a proton is +1. Remember, P for proton, P for positive. The type of single-celled organism that does not have a distinct nucleus is prokaryotic. The SI unit for pressure is Pascal. Bromine at room temperature is a red-brown liquid. The definition of power is the rate at which energy is transferred. And the structures that use energy to transport sucrose around a plant are called phloem. Why are atoms neutral overall? Which organelle covers the head of a sperm and digests the coating of an egg cell? What is the difference between a vector and scalar quantity? What is the test for chlorine? How is the total resistance for two resistors in series calculated? What are the lower chambers of the heart called? Atoms are neutral overall as they contain an equal number of positive protons and negative electrons, so charges cancel. The organelle that covers the head of a sperm and digests the coating of an egg cell is called an acrosome. The difference between a vector and scalar quantity is that only vector quantities have direction. Chlorine turns damp blue litmus paper red and then bleaches it white. The total resistance for two resistors in series is calculated by adding them together. The lower chambers of the heart are called ventricles. What is meant by the mass number of an atom? What is the name of the circular DNA found in bacterial cells? What is meant by velocity? Which process is the gain of electrons? What happens to the total resistance of two resistors connected in parallel? What is an abiotic factor? The mass number of an atom is the total number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus. The circular DNA found in bacterial cells is called plasmid DNA. Velocity is speed in a stated direction. The gain of electrons is called reduction. The total resistance of two resistors connected in parallel is less than the total of them added together. An abiotic factor is a non-living chemical or physical factor that affects the number and distribution of organisms. The amount of which type of subatomic particle is always the same in an atom or an ion of an element. How are micrometers converted into nanometers? How is speed determined from a distance-time graph? Why are the noble gases chemically inert? How is electrical power calculated? Which type of bacteria convert nitrites into nitrates? The number of protons is always the same for a particular element, whether it's an atom or an ion of that element. Micrometers are converted into nanometers by timesing by 1000. As nanometers are smaller, therefore there will be more of them. Speed is determined from a distance-time graph by calculation of the gradient. Noble gases are chemically inert as they have a full outer shell of electrons. Electrical power is calculated by current times potential difference, or current squared times resistance. The bacteria that convert nitrites into nitrates are known as nitrifying. Why is the relative atomic mass of some elements not a whole number? What is the first stage of mitosis? What is a typical walking speed? How does a catalyst increase the rate of a reaction? Which device is used to change the size of an alternating voltage? What is potable water? The relative atomic mass of some elements is not a whole number because of the presence of isotopes. The first stage of mitosis is called interphase. A typical walking speed is 1.5 meters per second. A catalyst increases the rate of a reaction by lowering the activation energy so that there is a greater proportion of collisions that are successful. The device used to change the size of an alternating voltage is called a transformer, and potable water is drinking water. What are isotopes? What is cancer? How is acceleration calculated? What is a catalyst? What are the frequency and voltage of a UK mains electricity supply? What do we call it when two organisms benefit from a relationship? Isotopes are atoms of the same element containing the same number of protons but a different number of neutrons. Cancer is the result of changes in cells that lead to uncontrolled cell division. Acceleration is calculated by the change in velocity divided by the time taken. A catalyst is a substance that speeds up the rate of a reaction but is unchanged chemically and in mass. The frequency and voltage of a UK mains electricity supply are 50 Hz and 230 volts. When organisms benefit from a relationship, it is known as mutualism. Why did Mendeleev arrange elements in groups in his version of the periodic table? Where are embryonic stem cells found in plants? What is the value of acceleration in freefall? What is a precipitation reaction? How are degrees C converted into Kelvin? Which type of white blood cell engulfs bacteria? Mendeleev arranged elements in groups in his version of the periodic table as they had similar chemical properties, but he knew nothing about their electronic structure. Embryonic stem cells in plants are called meristems, and they are found in the growing tips and shoots. The value of acceleration in freefall is 10 meters per second squared. A precipitation reaction is one in which an insoluble salt is formed by the reaction of two soluble salts. Degrees C are converted into Kelvin by adding 273. Remember, Kelvin are always bigger. And the type of white blood cell that engulf bacteria are known as phagocytes. How did you get on? It's okay if you didn't get them all right this time. Try again tomorrow, and remember to subscribe to Science 123 UK.